Hi, this is David with Emini tradingstrategies.com. You can see on the left hand side there's yellow back coloring in our charts. That's our version 2 of Pro Indicator telling us not to take NSEs. But now that we're back in white back coloring, we're okay to take normal system entries. And in fact, after we get back into white, we'll call it, or out of the no NSE zone, it's a high probability trade. It's a very high probability trade, and therefore we're looking to make an NSE short if and when it develops. If it turns up and runs and blows through that high of 1093, we'll go ahead and take a pullback trade. But if we get an NSE to the short side, we're definitely going to take it. Looking to make about 5 ticks. Let's get ready to go here. And we're getting ready to go short. This bar should give us a signal. There we go. Let's jump in. Okay, we're in at 1091 even. Got a 5-tick profit objective. However, if you look down there at yours 1090, and that may 1090s could be a little resistance, being at a 10 number 1090. So I'm going to probably go ahead and adjust that up just to 1090, opposed to trying to break through it and get 5 ticks. May just go ahead and take the 4 ticks. There's a lot of traders trade off those 10 numbers and 5 numbers, but especially off the 10. So let's adjust this to 1090, just go for a 4-tick target. Again, this is a high probability setup, this NSE. Pro Indicator version 2, as well as the Tick Trader rules, we teach you how to avoid NSEs. And once those rules are in effect, we do avoid them. But once we get out of that, like once we came into the white, where we can now start taking NSE, so it's got a higher probability win rate than a normal NSE. In fact, we're actually close to seeing an EET to the long side that, because of what I just told you, I wouldn't even take. If this EET signals, I wouldn't even take the EET if I wasn't in this NSE. Of course, I'm short the NSE, so I can't take a long EET, but had I not been in this short NSE, it would also help me avoid the long EET that we're getting ready to. There it is right there. I would not take this long EET. I would either take a pullback to the short side, or I would have jumped in the NSE like we did. Now with this 1090, could see a little support there. May bounce around before it gets there, may end up taking off. You have a lot of buyers at that level. That's why I took it up from 1098.75, just try to catch 4 ticks on the trade. If we see a bounce, it'll make for a winning EET, but again, the NSE is already a high probability setup, but when you come out of that zone, which I call no NSE zone, and we get back into the white, it's a very strong NSE. So sure enough, EET is looking like it may be a winner. And you can see both these trades win. You could see a 2 to 3 tick up move on the EET and turn right back around. In fact, some traders do just that. If the NSE is a higher probability trade and they miss it, they'll take an EET for just a couple ticks. It's a very aggressive way of trading, but it is a way of trading. So we're right back at entry. We'll see if we can get some downward pressure here and jump off with a 4-tick target. Version 2, still don't have a release date for that. We get that question a lot. We've got some more we're going to add to it, and we still got some beta testing to do. We hope to have it out for the holidays. It's a very, very good program. Again, it's everything I teach in my manual, my videos. It's just a nice visual aid that helps you stay out of NSEs and tells you when to cancel pullback trades. It's very nice to have that right on your chart. Again, I teach that in the video and in the manual, but to have it illustrated for you right on the chart is big help. I actually use it now every day, and really helps the learning curve, helps reinforce what you know, and it kind of makes it easier, because if it's yellow, you don't take an NSE. If it's white, you know you could take an NSE. If you come from yellow or the sherbet colored, which is another rule, and you go back into white, you know it's a high, strong probability NSE, so you can help that to choose whether to take an EET or an NSE. In this case, we took the NSE and avoided the EET. Now you'll see down there on the right, you see that little red hash mark, that's stop loss on the EET. So if this trade that we're in goes in our favor, that EET that was long, which is a counter trend trade, is going to be a loser. So in a sense, the Pro Indicator version 2, when it came out of that yellow into the white, and you got the NSE, even if you didn't take the NSE, it helped you avoid an EET that's got a higher chance of losing than it does winning, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, get with me. Like I said, not to say you couldn't have taken the EET for a couple of ticks, right? But definitely want to be in the NSE. And if it loses, we're going to reverse and we're going to recover and go on from there. We're not going to win every single time just because I say it's a high probability setup. I mean, here we go again. We're bouncing right back up. We got 1090 we're contending with. May get some support right there like we did earlier, right? It may just bounce and we may lose on a trade. And we recognize as traders, losing is part of the business. We're not going to win them all. So when we lose, we follow the recovery trade. It's all about making the right trade and dealing with it, win, lose, or draw. So that's what trading is all about. Having the discipline to make the right trade. And again, I saw it prudent to just jump off at 1090 because I believe that a 10 number, 1090, could be an issue to break through. So why not just take the 4 ticks profit, be happy with it, and go. So if we break down to 1090 and a quarter, the EET that we avoided would have been stopped out. You see we have a couple we had one pullback trade canceled and one pullback trade filled and already went down to its profit objective, filled at 1091.50. So had you not taken the EET or the NSE, you could have taken a pullback trade because it's still in the same direction as the NSE. So we're getting a little low on time here. Hopefully this will, if it loses on us, I'll stop and turn it right back on. If it wins, we'll just go ahead and cut it off. I think we're about 8 minutes or so into it. All right, so the EET we avoided was a loser. Those rules helped us from a losing, kept us out of a losing trade. That's what it's all about. And now we'll see if we can get a point profit off this. Yeah, it looks like she wants to go here. See if it wants to break down, clear off all these quarter prints and head back down a hole and see if we can jump off. So you've seen how the Pro Indicator saved you from a losing EET and told you what direction to be in. Nice to have that visually on your screen. Still haven't, here we go. Alright, we're off. Let's go ahead and wrap it up right there.